During the holidays, many people suffer from SAD, streaming annoyance disorder, caused by too many streaming apps and passwords and content overload. Symptoms include angry outbursts and broken remotes. But Prime Video simplifies your streaming and lets you find your holiday happy place. Rent or buy your favorites, add on hundreds of channels, and find new films like Candy Cane Lane starring Eddie Murphy, included with Prime, in one app with one password. Prime Video. Restrictions apply. See Amazon.com/Amazon Prime for details.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I wanted to talk on this whole situation with Kyle Rittenhouse because everybody seems to forget, making it seem like that we forgot like where he was at and what he overall did. We ain't forgetting that. And that's something that we gonna stand by like for the longest. But this kid went to a Black Lives Matter protest, shot and killed 2 people, and badly injured a 3rd person. Now, this could have overall been anywhere. And if it would have been, my thing is this. Let's say if this would have just overall been 2 people like at the mall, right? That he shot and killed. Oh, everybody would have been saying that he was crazy. Because I'm saying, what makes him any different than the guy that shot up that movie theater years ago? What makes him any different than the 2 guys that shot up that school, like the Columbine or something like that, or any other school shooting? What makes his situation different than any other situation? Because overall, like, yeah, let's say if those Columbine shooters, they shot their bullies. Okay, they shot their bullies. Does that make what they did right? No, it doesn't. Does it, let's say if that guy that shot up that movie theater, let's say he knew some people in that theater and they were bad. They got him, like, let's say if it was like the scenario was they got him fired from his job because they didn't like him. Does that make the situation any less like, oh, well, since you brought it to light, like what these guys did to him, at the end of the day, the people that Kyle Rittenhouse had shot and killed, you guys wouldn't have known nothing about him if Kyle Rittenhouse would have never been there in the first place, correct? So everybody trying to bring up their past and making it seem like that, they did something crazy. It don't matter who it is, what they did. The fact that he shot and killed 2 people and then badly injured another person, and you think, by bringing up how would you feel if, like, let's say something had happened to you and people want to bring up let's say you got like a criminal record, right? Let's say you have like a DUI charge. There's you got like a few DUI charges and like underneath your belt, and somebody like brutally beats you, right? Just beat you up for no reason. Or because you're wearing a Black Lives Matter t-shirt or whatever, but they just beat you down. And then that's what people are saying about you. Oh, well, they're a drunk. They're driving under the influence. So therefore it's okay that he beat. No, ain't nobody gonna be up for that. So everybody wanting to bring up like these guys' criminal history and stuff, it don't matter. You guys would have not known anything about them it's funny because he could have overall shot somebody that didn't have a criminal record and history. Would that have changed the situation? No. He was at a Black Lives Matter protest. All right. So his intent when he went there, my thing is this: you go there with a rifle. What do you expect to do with that rifle? If you're going out somewhere, okay, and you're bringing a weapon with you, in your mind that you're going to have to use this weapon, whether it's to scare people or whether it's to shoot and kill people. But at some point in time, you're going to have to use that weapon. So my thing is this: if he supports Black Lives Matter and all that stuff, he supports black people, then why did you go there with a weapon? You were scared? Then why did you go? Like, why did you even go there in the first place? Because my thing is this: if there's a place that I'm scared of, I'm not gonna go there. Okay, I don't care what's going on. I'm not gonna go there. All right. And if it's to overall defend people, guess who was already there? Police officers, military dudes. Like you did not have to be there under any circumstances. So that's why I just believe that his whole like story. So here's the thing. here's what I overall want to say about Kyle Rittenhouse, and I think I've said this before. I might have said it in a video or a podcast episode, that he's going to have to live with this for the rest of his life. Yeah, he might be all smiles now, doing interviews and all this other extra stuff, but the support that he has is going to eventually run out, okay? It's, I see his support like a gas tank and a Hummer. It's going to go out, and it's going to go out fast. Let's see, because my thing is this ain't no different than the George Zimmerman situation. I think I've mentioned that before. And yeah, to overall bring it up again, there ain't no difference. People were overall trying to say, oh, well, Trayvon Martin, he was out doing wrong. He shouldn't have been out at that time. He shouldn't have been, he shouldn't have had no confrontation with George Zimmerman. No, George Zimmerman literally left out the comforts of his own home to go follow quote unquote danger. So my thing is this: when danger approaches you, you should be thinking like, okay, at some point in time, yeah, you're going to have to defend yourself, but you should always know that blood is on your hands. Always understand that. Always know that blood is on your hands. Yeah, you're going to overall have to defend yourself because, you're not going to want to die, but you're going to have to ask yourself that question: why did I go outside? Why did I, what was the reason for that? And a lot of people just seem to forget that question. They're wanting to defend Kyle Rittenhouse. They want to bring down the people that he shot and killed, and then the other guy that he badly injured. They're not trying to ask that hard-hitting question: why did he leave his house anyways? Because at the end of the day, I'm saying, what would be different if it would have been me? I feel like people wouldn't have been, the same people. This same situation can happen years later with a black person. Let's say if and that's the scenario that I've been putting out there. It's like, okay, let's say if I go to a Trump rally, right? I get into some arguments with some people. They're all approaching me and stuff. And I'm saying there's been times where Trump supporters have went to these Trump rallies, said how they felt about Trump, and have been attacked by Trump supporters. Literally been spat on, freaking push, punch, all this other stuff. So I go there, right? I'm talking about how, or you know what? No. So let's just say this, right? I just want everybody's honest opinion or answer from it. So let's say I go to a Trump rally, right? I get into it with some Trump supporters, and they're, approaching me from all angles. I get scared. I get frightened. I pull out a gun and just start shooting and killing Trump supporters. Now, do you think it will hold up in court that I felt frightened? Everybody would have been asking me that question. Well, why did you leave your house in the first place? You drove they legit will be repeating what everybody has been saying about Kyle Rittenhouse. Will be repeating, okay, what people are saying to him, but saying it to me. And then if my excuse was, well, no, I don't hate Trump. I don't hate his supporters. I don't hate the whole movement. I voted for Trump. Do you think anybody would care? Because it would probably be, they probably would put me in a mental hospital because they're all like, nah, something's wrong with this guy. But because this is some teenager crying in the courtroom, all of a sudden, oh, now we got to feel sorry for him. Now we got to, no. There ain't no reason to feel sorry. My thing is this: you shouldn't feel sorry for somebody that just took the lives of some people and then he gonna leave the courtroom smiling. That reminds me of the OJ versus the People TV show. But inspired by true events. That's why I, overall set that show and things, because I was like, nah, that was some true stuff. All right. So, but anyways, so I'm pretty sure everybody knows of the whole OJ Simpson situation. For those that don't know too much on him. So OJ Simpson, was a, football player. And he, had overall a domestic, relationship. Is domestic the proper word? Well, he overall had a bad relationship. He had a bad relationship with his wife. One thing led to another. Next thing you know, his wife, or either ex-wife, whoever, but his wife and a friend of hers was found dead in front of, their place. And so everybody was pointing the fingers at OJ because there was phone calls, there was all this other extra stuff that, there was a lot of evidence. And I think that was the one thing that overall that made, him not innocent, but overall he was found not guilty, was that there was a glove that was found at the crime scene. And the glove, like when when OJ tried putting the glove on, the glove wasn't like going around. It overall didn't fit. So yeah, it turned into this whole like, saying like if the glove don't fit, you must acquit. I don't know, something like that. But anyway, so he was overall found not guilty. And in the TV show, now, if this was real, this ain't no different than Kyle Rittenhouse, like, in the car smiling at cameras and stuff after he was found not guilty. But OJ goes home and throws a party. Now, may I remind you, all right? Now, he was found not guilty. He was overall found innocent for the killings of his wife. So my thing is this. If my wife had just was, killed, right? And I know that I had nothing to do with it. Forget a party. I want an investigation to be opened up on who killed my wife. That's what I'm overall trying to figure out. And here it is. And the funny thing is, it ain't funny, but the crazy thing is that this happened back in the 90s. OJ has not, I'm trying to think, he might have done some interviews or some stuff talking on his wife, but overall, like, he hasn't been making no posts saying, oh, we're still, because I hear stories like that all the time, where people are like, oh, well, we're still trying to find, like, you hear stories like long before OJ Simpson had killed his wife, but you're hearing stories, like, back in the 80s of, like, girls that went missing and was found dead, and then years later, you hear that they just found out who their killer was. I hear stories like that all the time. So you would think at the end of the day, like, okay, OJ will be trying to do that same thing, right? Now, his case is different from Kyle Rittenhouse's case, but the aftermath of, I'm happy now, I'm all of my thing is this, if I just killed two people, I'm not going to be happy about that. You would think like, okay, like, I'm going to be depressed, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that, but he knew what he was doing. He went there with the intent to kill somebody. Oh, because he was frightened. He was scared. He was this, he was that. Then he should have stayed home. Because I'm saying, everybody all like, oh, because no, there was like people, I remember there was people that was getting on me talking about, oh, well, you've never had to take the life of somebody before. I'm not going to put myself in a situation where I got to take somebody's life. I'm not going to go out. My thing is this. If I know some crazy things is happening in this world, I'm not going to put myself in danger, for whatever reason. I'm like, hey, yo, look, if he did it because of the looters, let those people loot. Okay, if he did it because of others, I'm like, fam, there's literally police officers and military, like, soldiers on every street where he was at. It was proven because of this big giant, like, cop car or whatever it was, drove right past them. So I'm saying, like, if something was going on, who is those cops? What are they there for? They, just there for show? They just there just to, no, they're there to serve and protect. So I'm saying, like, at the end of the day, everybody trying to come out there, out the woodworks and defend Kyle Rittenhouse. I'm like, there's no defense on what he did. He shot and killed people. That's just facts. Like, if you're so, like, just that racist or just that blind to see that he went out his way to go shoot and kill people, then you know what? When you're in a situation like this, don't be all like, oh, why'd they have to take my loved ones away? Why'd they have to take my friends away? Why he shoot and kill my friends, family, whoever it is, family, pet, cat, dog, fish, I don't care. You're not going to have that same energy that you had with Kyle Rittenhouse. If this was a friend of yours, plus also trying to have it where they're bringing up their past and things, like, you're not going to be thinking along those lines. Because here's the thing. Let's say if the same thing happened to you, right? Where somebody has shot and killed your friend or family, and then other people are trying to, bring up your friend or family member's past, like, oh, well, they did this crime, they did this crime, they did this, they did that. I know for a fact you are not going to be like, oh, well, yeah, I guess that makes sense. They did do that. Yeah, you know what? The person that just shot and killed my friend or family member, yeah, they should be found not guilty. They're innocent. They're this. They're the victim. No, you're not going to talk like that. You're never going to talk like that. So that's why I'm like, I'm not hearing it when people are like trying to come out of the woodworks and defend. Because no, somebody had did that today. They tried to send me, and I already knew of it because I remember it was like, it came out last year when people was trying to make it seem like that these guys was like, oh, Kyle Rittenhouse came there to shoot and kill them. Do you know how many people was probably at that Black Lives Matter protest and they got like some sort of criminal history or record and stuff? And I'm saying, like, and then for the things that they did, not saying that it wasn't all that bad. I'm saying, yeah, what they overall did, they did some bad things, but the justice isn't some 16, 17-year-old kid going there shooting and killing people. That's not the justice that needs to be served. He had no reason being there. That's just facts, period. I ain't trying to hear nothing else after that. He shouldn't have been there. And if anybody trying to, he shouldn't have, no, he should have not been there. He had no business being there. That was a Black Lives Matter protest. Now, like I've always said, the protesters are going to protest, but the rioters, the looters, all those, that's a separate situation. The people that are trying to peacefully protest, just let people know, hey, Black lives overall matter. That's what we're there for. But we're not there to get shot and killed by no 17-year-old kid. So I'm saying, like, everybody trying to come out their way and, like, try to defend him. I'm like, yeah, you put yourself in that situation where you done lost somebody and things and see if you're going to still be saying the same thing you're saying now, trying to defend Kyle Rittenhouse. Because I know for a fact that you're not. And people always want to, like, oh, well, I don't want to think along those. No, think along those lines. Think along those lines. Think where it's like, okay, somebody that killed my loved one, then killed my friend, family member, and everybody's trying to defend them. You're not going to be up for that. I know you wouldn't. So that's why I'm like, I'm not hearing it where people are like, oh, I'm trying to defend Kyle Rittenhouse. No, you put yourself in the family members and friends' shoes that the lives of he took. You try to put yourself in the shoes of those people. Or even the people that he did kill. Either the friends and family of the people that he killed or the people that he killed. And see if you're going to have that same energy. See if it was like, oh, even being the guy that got shot in the arm, do you think you're going to be sitting there, oh, well, I have a criminal record. So, no, he had a reason to shoot me. He had a reason to kill me. Man, people, I ain't hearing that. So, but anyways, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for tuning in to today's episode. Stay tuned for the next, and peace.